Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So in the overnight session, we had immediate support at 99 to 2001, and that was the area that was tested, and responsive buyers were active there overnight for a push up to new highs. So at this point, heading into the open, we know that we are within an overall bullish context. We are within the context of a strong balance breakout, and today we want to see that follow through. We've already seen a decent amount of follow through in the overnight session. And at this point, if we can hold above the 09 to 11 zone off the open, then we could be headed up to the 16 quarter open gap and the 19 quarter to 21 quarter initial resistance zone. And then that's still an area where responsive sellers can be active on first test, but we just have to keep in mind that if we are heading up there on very strong momentum and in the event where the market has already balanced yet again and then breaks out, then perhaps the initial resistance zone is better used as a profit target rather than a spot to short the market. But the expectation is to get at least a rotation off of 19 quarter, 21 quarter. It is a decent resistance zone, so most likely we will get some level of rejection there on first test. So it can be used as a short idea for a tradable reaction and a move back down into perhaps the 11 to 12 area. But again, that's something we need to gauge in real time. And right now, the primary focus is going to be on buying pullbacks as long as the underlying environment is still supporting the upside. So as long as we aren't seeing any strong downside momentum or sustained downside momentum, and the other markets are holding up okay, Nasdaq has been overall lagging a bit, and it was the one that was really weak off the open yesterday and weighing on the markets. So, that can still continue for a bit. But overall, the market is quite bullish and it is gearing up for a test of 19 quarter to 21 quarter. So off the open, this 09 to 11 area, this is the most aggressive area where buyers can be active, and it's really more of a reference zone to see whether the market is holding above or starting to fall below the 09 to 11. So whether we initiate a trade there or not is really going to depend on how the market is shaping up in real time. From a location standpoint, it's an aggressive spot to get on board, and only the most aggressive buyers are going to be initiating at 09 to 11. Below that, we have the gap at 06 half and the prior VPOC at 05, which is a level of support, and that's an area where the buy side can be active on a pullback. Primary support for now is 98.75 to 2075. In the event of a break below 98.75 to 2075, we have 94.5 to 95.5 as a minor support zone in between, and then the key support and the breakout area is 88.5 to 91. So that's really the zone that needs to hold in order for this larger time frame breakout to remain intact. Now, ideally, we don't want to see such a steep pullback, right? Ideally, if this market is strong, then it should hold above initial support, and really it should not even come back down to initial support if it is very strong. So, just by the fact that it's all the way down at 88.5 to 91 would not be a very bullish signal, but from a structure standpoint, the breakout would still be intact as long as 88.5 to 91 is holding up. And so, the expectation is for buyers to be active at 88.5 to 91, but again, the probability of it going all the way down there is fairly low, but it's just something to cover to be better prepared. On the upside, 19 quarter, 21 quarter is the primary upside objective, the primary target. Beyond that, we have resistance at 26.75, 28.75 to 30 quarter, 33 half, and finally 35 half to 38 half. So these are all zones where the expectation is to see some level of profit taking, and especially as you start going higher into the 28.75 to 30 quarter and up to 35 half to 38 half, that's a pretty decent area of resistance, and the expectation is to get a sell response there. And that's even an area where we can get a bigger move right off of those zones because the market has moved up a very significant amount in a very short period of time without a lot of rest in between. So as you head up, in the event that we head up into the 28.75 up to the 38.5, that entire 10-point zone is a fairly decent area of resistance, and that can actually mark a short-term top, at least for the next few days. So that is a very strong area of resistance, and doesn't mean we have to get there on the day time frame today, because so far, the volume in the market has been pretty average. Nothing really that would signal a very wide range on the day time frame. So the primary target is going to be 19 quarter to 21 quarter, with the idea that if there is a pickup in volume and sustained upside momentum and strong broad market, then we could go a little bit higher as well. But the main target is going to be 19 quarter to 21 quarter. So those are the main ideas heading into the open. Let's see if the buyers can really follow through today. Yesterday we saw the breakout. Today we need to see that follow through in order to confirm that breakout. We've seen it in the overnight session, and now the expectation is to see it in the day session as well, and expect some continuation up into initial resistance. So let's just see if the buyers can remain dominant and active off the open, and we'll take it from there.